So it's a typical Monday morning, fresh start to a new work week. You hop on the subway all the way down to One World Trade. You roll into the office on the 41st floor at about 10 a.m. You sit at your desk and check out what you've got going on for the week. So today you're attending a spin class with Olympic gold medalist Ryan Lochte. Wednesday you got an interview with Instagram fitness star Kayla Itsines. And Friday you're off to San Francisco to test Adidas' new Ultra Boost sneakers. So this is what life is like for social media assistant editor Leslie Green. So Leslie graduated from Trinity in 2014 with a degree in communication and a minor in new media and sports management. So upon graduation, she landed an awesome internship as a web and social media editor for the U.S. Olympic Committee, and she leveraged that internship into a full-time job there as the Olympic Committee's social media assistant. So after about 6 months at this position, she made her way to New York City, where she was hired by Sports Illustrated. And from Sports Illustrated, she was able to jump to Self magazine, where she currently works as their assistant to the social media editor. So it's kind of safe to assume that we might not all make it to New York City and get paid to interview Olympians or take fitness classes all day long. That's like the ultimate life goals, right? But social media in the digital industry is really expanding, and so there is a growing need for social media editors, basically at any big brand company. So if you spend your days scrolling through Instagram and coming up with witty content in 148 characters or less, this position might be something that you're interested in. So Leslie really stressed to me that there are 3 main qualities that have made her, and from what she's observed, made people successful social media editors. So there's the need to be adaptable and willingness to learn, the ability to work in a fast-paced environment, and a want and a need to reach out and have a direct influence on people. So first, you need to be adaptable and have a willingness to learn. So to us, it feels like Instagram and Twitter have kind of been around forever, but this is a really new and emerging new field, and it's constantly changing. So you have to be willing to learn new ways to connect and stay relevant to your reader. And you need to be able to keep up with the ever-changing social landscapes and with all the competition going on, which includes, new features, new updates, new algorithm changes. So I don't know if many of you know this, but Self actually just recently folded their print edition, so RIP to Self. And Leslie said this was one of the scariest moments thus far in her career. But luckily, Self was able to stay relevant thanks to their digital presence, and they're currently rebranding themselves as an online-only destination rather than a magazine. So you really have to be able to roll with the punches in this industry. So secondly, you have to have the ability to work in a fast-paced environment. As a social media editor, you're going to be live tweeting events, you're going to be covering events in real time, so you have to be able to work quickly and creatively. But you still have to be able to create clean copy. You're still an editor after all. So Leslie did admit that she's learned the hard way on this one. She said it wasn't a fun day when she realized that she sent out a big typo to 500,000 of Self's Instagram followers. To us, a typo doesn't seem like the end of the world, but as a social media editor, you're kind of essentially the voice of the brand, so you really have to make sure that you work quickly but precisely. So finally, you need to have the desire to reach out and have a direct influence and interaction with your users. Leslie is a people person. She feels like it's her calling to reach out and to help people, specifically to live a healthy lifestyle. She says the cool thing about social media is that you stay in touch with your fans and get to see what they're responding to. You have the direct ability to reach out and to impact a community. So I wanted to leave you with some really valuable advice that Leslie gave me that's applicable not only if you're interested in this field, but really no matter what career you end up choosing. So she set out her personal mission in the workplace, and that is to work hard, to be honest, and to be kind. So work hard. Be the first one in the office and the last one to leave. Don't just be a body in the room. Always offer up creative solutions to help your employer solve problems. Be willing to go outside of your job description because work ethic is so apparent and it's something that's very highly valued. Be honest. Your opinion does matter, just be sure to back it up with facts. Own your mistakes because they will happen. Tell your managers what's working, what's not. Work to gain trust of your fellow employees. And she adds, please, please don't inflate your resume because it's so apparent when you do. And lastly, be kind. When all else fails, you have your relationships that you've built in the workplace to fall back on. People will always remember if you've been kind and how you made them feel. So don't be rude, offensive, or impatient. Leslie emphasized that she'd be nowhere without all the connections and relationships that she's built. So always remember to take the time to say thank you, write thank you notes, send follow-up emails, whatever you have to do to show appreciation for other people. So I thought I'd conclude this presentation in the most appropriate way I could think of, and that's in 148 characters or less. So consider a career in the growing digital media industry, and always remember, #, work hard, be honest, and be kind. Thank you.